All right, what is up, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you this part of the shoulder clod, aka the flat iron. I'm going to show you what it takes to break it down into the flat iron stakes. I'm not going to be able to go live today. Got some stuff going on here at the store in the shop, so it's going to require me to just get this done and then deal with all of that. So let's go ahead and separate this piece, the flat iron, from the rest of the shoulder clod. All right, so the piece that we're going to be separating is this piece right here. So I'm going to grab my big ol' 11-inch Knife Pro cutlery knife. Links over there on my TikTok shop. But we're just gonna follow this little seam right here and go ahead and separate it. Now this is the rest of that shoulder clod or cross rib. Just gonna go ahead and set it off to the side. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my 9-inch Knife Pro cutlery fillet knife. And now we're just going to start trimming this up and get it ready for flat iron steak. So we're gonna go ahead and separate this, or take this off of this flat iron roast. That's what you can call it. And this is what protects the meat from the bone over in this area, so that the bone doesn't hurt the meat, to hurt the cow as it's like walking around, running, whatever's going on. It's just that protective layer. I'm gonna get right underneath it. If you wanted to, you could keep it on, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not gonna taste good at all if you were to keep that on there and cook it. It'd probably be super chewy as well if you put it in your mouth. It's not gonna give it any extra flavor, none of that. Sometimes there's a little bit of side gristle of that's stuck in that meat. Likes to hold in some really tiny pieces of bone, but there was nothing there, so I just go ahead and put that in my trim bucket. Gonna finish just trimming the side up. Now when you pretty much got that whole top end looking nice and trimmed up, got this little piece right here. We're gonna flip it over and we're gonna go ahead and take this fat off. So flat iron steaks, you don't need any fat. They have plenty of marbling, intermuscular fat in that marbling that's gonna help tenderize that meat. These are quick, high heat and seared type of meat. You could also leave them whole instead of cut them in half, and you can kind of get a small little pinwheel out of it if you would like as well. But you get 2 flat iron steaks off of here. Here in my shop, I don't normally cut flat irons because they don't really normally sell. But I figured I could go ahead and do a little educational video on it today and see if it might sell. So I'll cut each of these in half after I get them pulled out of here. So we'll end up with 4 flat iron steaks. Make sure we get all the silver skin out of here. Don't want to get into that fat at all, or into that meat at all, sorry. All right, once we got this all nice and trimmed up and cleaned up, this is where the magic happens. So we got this tendon, nerve, really ugly thing that runs throughout the diameter of this piece of meat, throughout the center of it. As you can see, it's right here. So it's gonna kind of shave a little bit of this meat out so we can give ourselves a little handle. When we start getting on in here. So we're gonna try and find a nice happy medium in here. Go a little bit deeper. We get right on top of this. And we're just gonna start pulling through. That's one side. Flip it over. Create that little notch right there. Just kind of go through here and do the same thing that we did on that other side. Just try to stay right on top of that piece. Work our way right through it. And then that's our other one. And then we're just left with this skinny piece. Trim it up a little bit better. Just a little bit of meat left on it. And that's how you get your flat iron steaks. Just throw that away. Come through here and just kind of trim this up. Let's get that silver skin out of there. And I'll just cut them in half. And there you have it. It's your flat iron steaks. Now this is the rest of that shoulder clod or your cross rib. We're gonna go ahead and cut this down into a couple roasts and a couple steaks. So this is that side where we cut that flat iron off right here. If you're holding it straight up and down, there it is. This is that back end of that roast. So we're gonna go ahead and take a roast off back into that shoulder clod. So we're gonna go ahead and take a roast off right here. That cross rib roast. And we'll go ahead and take a couple steaks out of here. And then I'll leave myself with another roast. And that's basically how you would just go through and break down that whole shoulder clod. I kind of already had it trimmed up before I started doing that, because I was just gonna go ahead and cut it, but I figured why not finish a video and make it a little bit longer to post here. So that's how you do it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and leave a comment on what video you would like to see next.